Hey everybody, welcome once again to our weekly pastoral update. Pastor Dale here with you. Wanted to talk about a question that was asked during our open elder meeting just this last weekend. Somebody asked what I thought was a really good question, just asking what is it that the elders are talking about right now? What are some of the things that our elder council is discussing? And so I provided an answer there during the meeting, but I thought it'd be good for our overall church body to be aware of some of these things as well. So really what we're trying to focus on really this month and over the next few months is a little bit more of a big picture thing. A lot of times our elders are dealing with more kind of pressing and immediate issues within the church life. But what we're trying to do is look a little bit ahead, which is dangerous. The last couple of years have taught us that, but we do think it's important for us to be thinking over the next few years, or what are some kind of big picture goals for Wedgwood. And so we've spent some time reflecting on what has God done in our midst and how has He led us over the last few years. And so now we're looking ahead. And I'll just say this, basically one way to sum it up is we're trying to think more outward focused over the next few years. And so some of the things that we've looked at, are going to be looking at, and diving into more deeply are some of the things that I've alluded to actually in our morning worship services over the last couple of weeks as well, of one of which is just investigating this idea of some type of an entrance into the business community here in Southwest Fort Worth, possibly through the avenue of a coffee shop. We have a great partnership with Epic Life Church in the Northwest there in Seattle. They have launched and successfully are running Pilgrim Coffee there in that area. And so we've talked to them about what it would look like to franchise that here in the Fort Worth area. Because here in our area, there's nothing really like that. Now, there's some great coffee shops to go and to sit and to study and to work and to hang out, meet with people, enjoy some great food, some great coffee, but there's nothing really here in this area. And so we thought that might be an opportunity for us to engage our community better, look for a way to be able to, again, just to connect with those that would maybe not normally connect with the church. And so that's one thing that we're exploring. Another one is going to start really looking into this idea of a church plant or a church revitalization. Now, some of you may say, well, Dale, I don't know if we're ready for something like that. And I would agree, maybe not in this exact moment, but in the years ahead, that's something that doesn't happen overnight. And so we want to start having those conversations with our local association and our local state denominational entities to be able to have those kind of conversations to see what might God have for us in the years ahead. And so we want to start taking those steps to move in that direction. One of the other things that we talked about a lot last year and took some initial kind of baby steps was this idea of just growing to reflect the demographic of our community. I think we do a good job of kind of reflecting the socioeconomic demographic makeup of our area, but not so much in our racial demographic. And so Wedgwood is a very diverse area. About 60% are Anglo, about 20% are Hispanic, and about 15% are African American, and then we have another 4 or 5% of different ethnicities as well. We want to try to reflect that as a church, and part of that will be through some intentional steps that we try to take. Some of that is just through continuing to empower our missional communities to reach their neighbors, to reach the people that are next door to them, and through relationships invite those people to be a part of Wedgwood and what God is doing here. And so those are some of the things that we're talking about. And Alan Jack point that we've been talking about some of them, but now as we continue to discuss it, we're going to be looking to take some actionable steps, and that's going to involve opening that up to our greater church body and seeing who has an interest and a passion for one of these areas or other things that we may be looking at, to come alongside and to start to take the reins and to help those things get off the ground. And so be looking for some updates on what all those things will look like here in the months ahead. And be praying and saying, what do you have for me here at Wedgwood? Being a personal community and serving here within the body to do outside of this church body as well. I encourage you to be praying for us. Our elders will be meeting this Tuesday, February 1st. We'll be talking about some of these things. As always, we covered your prayers for just wisdom, discernment, has for us and where is He calling us to go. So that's it this week's weekly pastoral update. Don't forget, we have our Wednesday night activities that'll be going on, and our Dwell modules for adults will be starting the next Wednesday on February 9th. And then, of course, we have our worship service this Sunday, missional communities afterwards as well. So we look forward to seeing you there. I hope you have a great week. God bless.